Alright, so we don't have the greatest first turn set up here, but hopefully our Beast takes 147, well I say Beast, but Physical Ulma Gohan takes 150k from normals with guard in slot 1. That's crazy. Right, post super he should be okay. We've got a decent amount of key, hopefully he gets this additional super. There we go. And get the hidden potential one, that'll be fine as well. Alright, so Gogeta versus Kid BUU is an interesting matchup. It's good for him with like the type coverage because the first phase is STR, which obviously we would have type disadvantage, but we have guard for the first 3 turns and we're effective against all types. So both offensively and defensively, it doesn't actually matter that Kid BUU is STR. So Gogeta definitely going to be able to look good in the first phase and the second phase in terms of those factors. The first phase we should be fine because Gogeta not a slot 1 unit, especially pre-transformation, right, when he doesn't have the dodge, but post super attacking and then with the guard of all those defense raises that he's getting, we're not going to have to worry. Yeah, he takes double digit damage from the normals, that's what we would expect. Now obviously the super attack in slot 3 on the second turn, that's a little bit more scary, but ideally we wouldn't be putting Gogeta there anyway, right? So we'll have to see who we've actually got on the second turn. The Kid BUU fight, always frustrating for a multitude of reasons. Oh, good. Okay, so... oh my god, what a turn this is. Oh, god. Alright, so... I guess we'll do this. Yeah, so you get so much extra key from Rainbow Orbs. 2 Rainbow Orbs and 2 Type Orbs. And that puts him up to 24 key. That's crazy. So I'm going to use the robot item thing here to skip the turn because we took so much damage in that first turn from Ulma Gohan in slot 1 and then STR Gogeta not dodging in slot 3. Crazy. That's the one thing I'm noticing especially about Gogeta's team, right? Using Gogeta on a different team versus Kid BUU may in fact be the way to go because Movie Heroes is a team that is still relatively good, but Kid BUU just has that effect on the game. It's like Red Zone Broly when it first came out, it's like Fusion Zamasu when he first came out. There's just so many units that would be good in other events, or even other actual difficult endgame events that are just not good against Kid BUU. And the Movie Heroes team definitely suffers with a lot of those. Because yeah, some of these characters that would be a lot better against some of these other bosses really don't cut it against Kid BUU, which is unfortunate. Because Gogeta himself, as I've already said, like can be very, very good. But yeah, it's the rest of the team that is kind of letting the side down here. We don't have any units that can give us a heal of any kind, other than Gogeta once he's transformed. So got to be very careful here. Dragon Fist Goku, nice decent attack stat there, considering mine has 2 dupes. He certainly does hit very hard. Okay, so I could just... oh no, I don't want a giant form of Piccolo like straight away. The thing is, if he super attacks in slot 1, Piccolo just dies, which is not ideal. I don't want to float off Gogeta really either, because obviously the whole point is to have him here for the showcase. So we'll do this. That gets us a nice heal. And then we can at least get the 18 key super for you. And then, in fact, what I might actually just do this now. Get rid of that attack in slot 1. It might not be the super, but I think that's probably actually beneficial for this turn to do that. It does mean Piccolo doesn't get hit, so then we don't give the 2 key to everybody else on the rotation, which would potentially have been useful, but the 18 key super from Piccolo does also lower attack, so definitely good to get that in there as well. Unfortunately, the additional normal counterproductive to that, but alright, so let's see what Gogeta is doing here in terms of tanking, hopefully just normals. I think if Kid BUU does actually super, then even with the guard and the post-super defense raises, Gogeta's probably taking too much damage here. And unfortunately, very much like Broly, his 12 key super is an unarmed super attack. So his 18 key is able to do damage to Kid BUU, and then he can't do anything after that. And yeah, of course, it was the one time that Kid Buu, we have the answer for taking away that slot 1 attack, he supers in slot 2. So there you go, 460k, and that's after Gogeta did 3 super attacks and has guard. So Kid Buu is hitting incredibly hard. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Gogeta on the AGL Blue Boys team, because they are one of the other teams that he gets a 200% leader skill from. He links decently well with them. He also links very well with the AGL Vegito Blue once they've both transformed, so that can work out quite nicely. I think what I want to do, in order to get the Gogetas like paired up together later and not have this guy transform straight away, I am going to go ahead and do this, right, where we get Gogeta floated off here immediately and then have the him come back on the first turn and transform him straight away. So going to go ahead and do this, going to get rid of the attacks from the turn. The next rotation is looking kind of awkward though. I'm actually not sure if the slot 3 Blue Boys will actually tank a super from the STR Kid Buu. But yeah, the annoying thing about having only one Gogeta on the team is obviously the point of this video is to showcase Gogeta against Kid Buu, and the number of times I had to quit out and jump back into this event so we could actually have Gogeta on the first turn and not on the second turn or in slot 7. And that is the big problem with the transformation active skill that he has, is it's from turn 4 from his first appearance. So if he appears on the second turn, I mean, the strategy, if you want to transform him straight away, the strategy is going to be to just float him off in slot 3 and then get that transformation when he comes back. But it means that the later he comes into the fight, the later you're able to do that. And then you can't use the active skill until his next turn anyway. So it all becomes a little bit awkward. So you can do this. Yeah, like I say, I don't know how well they will tank the super at the end here. I mean, they might just dodge it, but I think we'll just go ahead and do this. Save the other item in case we need it for the Int Kid Buu phase. But yeah, STR Vegito on the team as well. Obviously, if we get the fusion with him, we can get the full heal, get the Scouter. He links decently well with Gogeta as well. So, I mean, this team has some decent options for actually linking with Gogeta. Because as I was saying in one of the other clips, right, like Gogeta himself is decently poised against Kid Buu. It's just like the rest of the team, depending on what team you're running him on, is not the strongest or not the best against Kid Buu specifically, because this event is crazy. I don't know what they were thinking with this Kid Buu event. It's just insane. Like, so many units that are good in other places, as I said already, are just not good against Kid Buu. So many good characters that have come out in the last, like, 6 months do unarmed super attacks as well. So multiple characters just don't even do damage to him. And not only are they not doing damage to him, but they're still hitting him. So they're still buffing his attack power, making him destroy your team even faster, while doing absolutely 0 damage to him. So this fight is definitely crazy. Like, there are some certain teams that of course do work very, very well against him, but it's unfortunate for some of these other teams. I know a lot of people, especially with the Blue Boys versus this guy matchup, I know a lot of people had troubles with the Power Beyond Super Saiyan mission. I mean, they're taking damage from normals, so we absolutely are dying to the super attack at the end of the turn here. So just yet another... Wait, did he not? Oh, okay, because we removed all of his attacks from the first turn, he didn't super. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So I need to float off Gogeta, really. I mean, I guess I could just use the revive, but... and then save the other item. I suppose we're going to have to do that. Because, yeah, this is a very weird setup here. I need Kid Buu, ideally, to not get immediately supered. Yeah, there we go. Because then at least he can get hit the second time, which gives him his first stack of damage reduction. Okay, let me get hit again. So we do some damage with GT Vegeta here, at least. And then he gets killed by Kid Buu. We get the revival, and then we'll have Gogeta on deck. Should be able to transform straight away. Oh, he's eating the super as well. This is going to be a lot of damage because GT Vegeta does not have good defense as it is anyway, right? Because his whole purpose, essentially, is for him to die. Yeah, 2.4 million from a Kid Buu that is absolutely, like, nowhere near fully built up at this point. So, crit with the Spirit Bomb. Okay, so now we can transform with Gogeta, which the heal for this turn, obviously, unnecessary, but the question is going to be, are these guys going to be able to dodge a super in slot 1? So we got Warrior Gods, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle active here. I mean, Gogeta does have a 70% chance to dodge, so we could risk putting him in slot 1 here and see what happens. He does only have 269k defense start of turn, though, which is the problem, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. We'll do this for you, and then grab these for you. Could just use the item to action away the turn again, but damn, 200k. So no dodge in slot 1, but at least he didn't super immediately. Now we're going to get our supers off. Now the good thing about once Gogeta actually transforms is I don't think either of his super attacks are unarmed, are they? Actually, this one might be. Oh god, it is. Yeah, Broly, once he transforms, doesn't have unarmed super attacks. Gogeta still does. So it's just yet another example, right? AGL, Golden Week Goku, the physical Rose, like these characters that would be really good against Kid Buu because they do loads of damage, have built-in crits and all kind of stuff like that. They just fall off a little bit against Kid Buu because some of their attacks literally can't do any damage to him, which is crazy. But I mean, you saw there with Kid Buu already being a bit built up, Gogeta tanks his normals for double-digit damage after he super attacks. We did dodge the super, which is obviously very important. Yeah, the blue boys can't do damage with their 12-key super as well. Love to see that. Jeez, they still take 257. I think these guys, even if they get like, unless they get like a quad super here on this turn, we might actually be dead, which is insane to think about with this this team and how good some of these guys are. Absolutely wild. I just want to get to the turn where we can use Gogeta's active skill, because if as long as we survive this turn, we can use the other robot item here. But yeah, okay, they did get the quad super turn. I don't know, is that enough? Is that enough of a defense raise during this turn? Because the problem is they're raising their defense, but they're also raising his attack. Yes, 620k. That is insane. Oh my god. Alright, we'll give it one more go. But yeah, like, Gogeta is good against Kid Buu, but man, I am struggling to find a team that actually works for him against this fight. So let me know how you guys have been getting on if you've tried Kid Buu with Gogeta, but we'll give it one more try here. Okay, so we're back to the Int Kid Buu phase. We really are having to pull out all the stops just to even get to this later part of the fight, which is honestly wild to me. When I did the initial showcases, I have to say, like, you know, when the anniversary came out on JP, I did the private server, I did like the Rainbow Level 10 link showcases, and I thought the units were really good. Obviously at the start of the anniversary there wasn't a huge amount of content out, like the difficult stages of the Blue Zone and that weren't out yet. And even when I did the initial showcases, like the 55% showcases for Broly and Gogeta yesterday, checking them out actually now that they've released on Global, they still seemed impressive, you know, with the numbers that they're hitting and stuff like that. But like, now that we've actually gotten into some of these events, like I said, Kid Buu is post-anniversary content. And I imagine that there probably are going to be quite a few disappointed people out there that have pulled Broly or Gogeta and then jumped into this Kid Buu stage thinking, like, you know, the big hard-hitting anniversary units are here now. Now I'm going to be able to finally beat Kid Buu. And this event is just so crazy. Like, we are absolutely getting bashed about with both Gogeta's team and this team build. He's on Piccolo's 200% lead and Gohan, because obviously he is a superhero character. So there's potentially still shenanigans that can be done with the... You could run double Orange Piccolo and use the Giant Form thing, so obviously cancel out some super attacks and stuff like that. But you've got to be very careful, of course, because once Piccolo's like guard and that runs out, he's potentially going to be taking a lot of damage from Kid Buu. So it's tricky. So my Gogeta is 55% level 10 links. Obviously, if we're only running one Gogeta, he's the only one that we get to see. Decent attack stat from him from his 18 key super, and then of course the 12 key super, not able to do any damage. The problem is as well is he gets his defense from his 18 key super, and then he's massively raising attack on his 12 key. So like his additional 12 key supers aren't even really doing anything that beneficial for us, because like raising his attack is pointless on attacks that can't do any damage. So a little bit awkward, but you know, it is what it is. As long as we can survive one more turn, we actually get to see the Gogeta active skill turn. But bear in mind, I've used both the items already, so we just have to actually survive the next turn just through the grace of like the units that are actually going to be on the rotation. So at least we've got Gogeta, so he's going to have a 100% chance to dodge. So we can put him in slot 1. Hopefully that's where the super's going to be. Yeah, and then I guess we do... That's right, we do this. Okay, so we'll do that. These guys got a lot of supers off in the first turn, so they should hopefully be okay here. And then we'll do this. We've got a lot of support from Kid BUU as well. Gogeta's going to guarantee dodge everything. Because, yeah, even like the Goku and Vegeta that fuse into STR Vegito, they're certainly not bad by any means. Like, their EZA very good that it came to global early. But, like, you know, Kid BUU builds up to such ridiculous levels of damage that even they are not, like, you know, they can be at risk from him. I mean, we saw them taking crazy damage on one of the previous turns as well. And, of course, the attack lowering from the item is now not up. He's seriously not going to super Gogeta. Okay, well, this event is just cursed. We literally, with multiple different teams with multiple different attempts, I basically never got to the point where we could actually see Gogeta's active skill. Now, of course, with part 2 and everything that comes with part 2 of the anniversary, the superhero team basically becomes like the best team in the game. Beast Gohan is just absolutely ridiculous. That kind of gives you the option to allow Gogeta to float, transform straight away, and not necessarily be at huge risk. They dodged the super. I don't know if Kid BUU will tank though. I don't know if Kid BUU's actually been hit at all yet. Wow. They dodged the super to survive the run, but then Kid BUU got killed by Kid BUU. That is crazy. Well, there you go. So that's Gogeta versus Kid BUU. Unfortunately, not a very impressive showing. Aside from Gogeta himself can be good, but the fact that his 12 key super gets nullified pre and post transformation is really awkward. Like I say, we literally never got to the point where we could actually use the active skill against Kid BUU. So not very impressive overall. The unit himself is good, but we need to get some of these teams maybe in a better position. And I did want to show him like with a 200% lead. I might do a video where we use the Super Saiyans team with like the Tech Vegeta versus the Kid BUU event, because Broly gets the 200% from Tech Vegeta, but Gogeta only gets a 170. So maybe we'll run that back and see how that goes. But in terms of just Gogeta versus Kid BUU, that's going to be it for the video. I'm definitely not impressed with the results overall. Not so much for Gogeta, but the thing is, at the end of the day, a unit can be super good, but then if the only teams that you can run them on are not working against these bosses, it's pretty unfortunate. But again, to clarify, like to make sure it's very clear, like Kid BUU is an anomaly, right? He's probably the hardest event in the game at this point, unless you're doing the nuke to beat him in the first 2 turns. He's by far the hardest event in the game, so I guess it's not too much of a detriment to these other units. But yeah, it's just crazy how much he invalidates so many of these units in the game. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Hopefully, if you have pulled Gogeta, you've been having fun with him on the different teams you've been using him on. Let me know your experiences down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.